It's really common in life for years to pass by without us moving towards our desired identity and goals. This is something I've really been aware of, and especially over the last few years. It has really helped me bring awareness to the direction in which I'm travelling to make sure that I'm travelling along the path that I have planned for, rather than along a path that fits in with somebody else's plan. Last year, in 2020, I became one of the youngest advanced practice physiotherapists and non-medical prescribers in the UK at the age of 26. And none of that would have happened if I hadn't adopted the 4 strategies for life design that I'm going to talk about in this video. One of the cornerstones of happiness is living a purposeful life. This purpose will be different for all of us, and no purpose is greater than another. But going throughout life without knowing what our individual purpose is can lead to living a life with reduced meaning. I often reflect on my own purpose in life, and this is what led to me starting the Wellness Puzzle, as I truly believe that my purpose is using my skills as a physiotherapist and pain management to help people improve their health and live the life that they want to lead. Without a clear purpose, it's difficult to find a path in life, as our purpose and our values are what provide meaning and direction to us. Therefore, when looking to design your own life, the first step is reflecting to see what your purpose is and the person you want to be now and in the future. For more on purpose, values and goals, you can check out my free 7-day email course on forming healthy habits and achieving your goals. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description, and that's a really thorough way of going through identifying what your values are, living your life in line with those values, and setting goals around that to achieve a life full of purpose. So be sure to check that one out. So imagine getting into your car and starting driving without knowing what your destination is. You wouldn't get very far, and the whole process would be aimless. And the same can be said for our own lives. So traveling through our lives, not knowing where we want to go, can lead to us not getting very far. We all have hopes and dreams, but without a clear plan, that's all they are. They're only hopes and dreams. So the next stage after identifying your purpose is finding out a plan in which you can achieve your goals on the way to your greater purpose. And to do this, it's really important to start with a long-term goal. So an example of a long-term goal, and I'll give my own, in 3 to 4 years' time, I would have liked to develop some online courses with the Wellness Puzzle. And it's always really good to have long-term goals to work towards. However, if we don't break them down and figure out a path towards that, they can seem quite daunting and often unachievable. Now, for me at the moment, if I was to say, okay, I want to be able to develop some online courses, I know I'm quite far away from that, and it can seem overwhelming, that process to get there. So it's really, really important that we break those goals down further to smaller, shorter term goals to help us on the path to get there. So using my previous example, my personal short term goals are to be publishing 2 YouTube videos a week within the next 6 months, and also developing good relationships with experts in the field so I can collaborate with them for my online courses. And it's these smaller goals that actually provide the stepping stones towards your longer term goals so that you can fulfill that sense of purpose. So we can't expect opportunities to fall into our laps or for other people to go out their way to give them to us. So we must actively seek out opportunities. Now, I've done a little bit more about this in a video that's popped up now on control and acceptance. So a really good one to watch, and that basically explains how we're in control of our own lives, and those things that we are in control of, we must really push forwards and pursue. So check that video out. That's a really good one to link in with this one today. However, we must make ourselves available for opportunities, seek out opportunities, and make the most of them when they do come along. A recent example of this for myself is my participation in the Flipping Pain Community Outreach Tour, which just took place in Lincolnshire. Now, I've been working on the blog and the YouTube channel for the past 7 months, and it was because of this work that actually got me noticed, and I was asked to join the campaign. The campaign was a lot of hard work. It required a week's commitment, and it also required training for the 250-mile-plus cycle. And on this basis, a lot of people may have turned down this opportunity. However, I took the opportunity, and I'm so glad that I did, because I got so much value out of this week. I was part of a great campaign. I took part in an amazing peloton, and also met some incredible people that I'm sure will help me along in my journey. So by not taking that opportunity, I would have missed out on all of that. So I put myself out there, the opportunity presented itself, and I made the most of that. And that's a really good example of how to take opportunities when they do present themselves. Now, this is an example where the opportunity presented itself, but of course it doesn't always happen like that. And when it doesn't always happen like that, or opportunities aren't there as readily, we must seek out those opportunities. Last year, I really wanted to develop my educational skills and provide training for physiotherapists at work. Now, to be able to do that, what I had to do was I had to email the educational lead a few times to make sure that I was part of delivering those sessions. Now, eventually, that persistence led to the opportunity presenting itself, and I was able to lead some great sessions with some fantastic physios. But I needed to seek out that opportunity to make it a reality. So the idea here is that if you don't speak up or you don't stick your hand up, then you won't be chosen and you may miss out on key opportunities in life. I've recently read that to get ahead of the competition, you only need to be 1% better than the next person. Therefore, putting yourself in unfamiliar situations can be a really good way to grow as a person and develop new skills. And until recently, I really tried to avoid those unpleasant situations where, you've got the butterflies in your stomach and you're feeling really nervous and you kind of felt uncomfortable with the uncertainty of a situation that presented itself. And these situations can seem really distressing or unpleasant at times, and that can make us move away from that or avoid those situations again in the future. However, I've now flipped my understanding of what that sensation means within myself. And every time I'm met with that feeling or those butterflies, I tell myself that this is the feeling of growth. Because if we're feeling uncomfortable, it's likely that this situation is a new one or an unfamiliar one. And if it is a new one, we're likely to grow from it. And I found that this has been a bit of a revelation to me and a really new way of thinking about those times when I'm met with those uncomfortable feelings and sensations. And it's really helped me to jump in, take opportunities and grow, rather than avoid, miss out on opportunities and stagnate. So those are 4 strategies that you can use to help design your own life. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm going to leave a link in the description to my 7-day email course on forming healthy habits and achieving your goals. And I think an action to take from this video today would be to start that course, because it takes you through step by step a lot of the concepts I've mentioned today around purpose, values, and goals. So that's a really good action point to take from this video. Of course, if you haven't already, also subscribe to this channel because there's going to be more videos like this, and tell your friends about it if you've enjoyed it as well. There's a video now in this corner on how to achieve your meaningful goals, and that's a really good one to watch next. And the one thing that I'd say, the first point, going back to that first point I mentioned today, is really have a think about what your purpose is in life and where you'd like to be in the future. It can be a really valuable thing to think about, and it's not something we always think about, but that's definitely the first step. So check out that email course, guys, and I'll see you next week on the next video. Take care.